Hello, brother teacher, once again. This is a follow up on the video that I did on guns and children. Excuse me. The first video I did was about martial artists or anyone in general teaching children self defense against a gun or a knife. That was one video. This particular video is about children and guns, period. Don't mistake what I'm saying to you. I am not saying that a child should never have any exposure to a gun. There are some parents that teach their children how to hunt. I have no problem with that. There are some responsible parents that teach their children gun safety and how to hunt rifles, BB guns, and even handguns. Here's where the rubber meets the road. All children are not the same. There's a fine line, a demarcation line, if you will, between strong parentalship and guidance and accountability versus someone who has an attitude of lassitude, who drops their guard, and who is inexperienced as an adult. Unfortunately, there are some adults that take the responsibility of being a parent not as serious as they should. I've said this many times, and I'm not going to change. The greatest responsibility that one will ever have is raising a child. That's the hardest job in the world because you are responsible for another mind, another vessel, another mind. Their life and their future depends on you. Now you might say, well, that's not true. It is. In the Bible it says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they are old, they won't depart from it. Doesn't mean that they won't bump their heads. Doesn't mean that they won't make mistakes or bad decisions. We all have. But you have to lay the foundation. And the foundation, you must lay it in principles and concepts, not theories, not your own ideology. Morality is first. Teach your children proper ethics, right and wrong. And it doesn't start when they are a preteen or an almost adult. It starts from here, right here, when they're in your arms. You follow what I'm saying? When they're here, that's when the teaching starts. You talk to your children all of the time. On the level that they're on, you do. You teach them right and wrong. And you stop letting the internet raise your children. You stop letting videos take the attention of your children and distract your children. You spend quality time with your children. You get into the books with your children. Spend some time with your children and stop letting the public school systems and other school systems teach your children. And stop letting the streets teach your children. And you teach your children. I know you don't want to hear this, but it's okay. But I'm telling you what you need to hear and what you haven't been taking seriously. Children should not and cannot raise themselves. There's a difference between a child and an adult. Believe it or not, whether you thought about it or not, when a child is a child, you are teaching them how to be an adult while they're a child. Yes, you don't wait until they become the age of an adult to teach them how to be an adult. Don't work that way because you are laying the foundation, all of the principles of being responsible while they're a child and they grow up and being nurtured into that same idea, if you will. And by the time they've reached that young age of being a young adult, they already have the foundation. And all they're going to do later on is just wax stronger in that. You follow what I'm saying? So now, as I forestated, every child's not the same. We're talking about temperament. We're talking about personality. At the end of the day, we're talking about character. You are trying to help fashion or help them fashion their character. Good character, that is. So now, if you don't lock a gun up in your house and they watch a lot of violent motion pictures, they watch a lot of videos and they play a lot of videos that's got shooting in it, Grand Theft Auto and the such, those types of gun videos, if you will. You know what I'm talking about. Cops and robbers and this kind of stuff. What do you think they're going to mimic? What do you think they're going to think about all or most of the time? Shooting and killing somebody. I mean, you're programming their mind, right, with violence. You have to learn how to balance out their so-called leisure time. They're not supposed to spend 70 or 80% of their time playing videos, especially violent videos. Parents. So, when they should be getting homework, you put them in front of a TV or an Xbox or a PlayStation or a cell phone most of the day. Somebody's teaching your children other than you. All because it's convenient. You don't want to be bothered. You better start taking more time with your children. So, did you not know that children kill children too? It's a fact. You see it in the news all of the time. Maybe it's not uh, shown as often as they will show it or can show it, but it happens more often than not. You know, we have almost 8 billion people on this planet. You think it's one or two shootings a month, a week, a day in the world of children, killing children with guns? No. Try thousands a day across the planet with guns. Anyway, I know I stammered enough. I just did this video to make you think. When you have a gun in your home, again, I said this before, don't go brandishing your gun in front of your child. If you're a police officer or a law enforcement agent or a sheriff or what have you, lock your stuff away. I know your child probably respects you, looks up to you, been in law enforcement and so forth. They're still vulnerable. They still see a gun on your hip. Put it away. If you have a private gun at home, lock everything up. Gun locks, safes, and so forth. Keep it separated. And let your work be your work. And that's it. You'd be surprised how children have gotten or gained access to their so-called put away weapon of their parents, uncles, grandfathers, or what have you. Looks innocent. It's a toy. Some of them hair triggers. It doesn't take that much to pull the trigger. Pointed at the family dog, pointed at a cousin, a brother, sister, or even at mom or auntie. You never know. Bam. It's over. It only takes one bad time. You follow? All it takes is one time. And you can't bring them back when they're gone. This was just simply something for you to think about. Do you have or own a weapon? A firearm, that is, in the house? Do you have a child that has anger issues? Do you keep sharp knives in the house in plain view? And does that child have brothers and sisters that they constantly get into arguments with? Do you have a gun available in the house? All it takes is that, a moment of anger or rage. It's too late to say I'm sorry when they're gone. That's it. And that's all. Think about what I said. Honestly, think about what I said. I'm only saying this. I don't make these videos for my health. I make them because I care. Honestly. Take care of yourself and yours.